This is Hollywood. Matías Bombal with you. Sony, via the union of Columbia Pictures and Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, bring us Spectre, the 24th movie in the James Bond franchise of films, or 26th if you decide to include Casino Royale and Never Say Never Again. Daniel Craig is 007 for the 004th time. The criminal organization of Spectre returns from other stories in the series in this movie. The letters mean Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and Extortion. Director Sam Mendes is back from the previous Bond picture, and cinematographer Hoyte van Hoytema lights the classic Bond look in a way that will please fans. In this movie, shot entirely digitally. Just as in the shift from film to digital, the story centers around the push to eliminate real members of Her Majesty's Secret Service in favor of digital surveillance with technology. Plans are in the works to tie all nations' security into one general surveillance service. Here, Andrew Scott as C breaks the news to M, played by the always elegant Ralph Fiennes.
And in light of the new information I've given him, he's decided to close down the 00 program with immediate effect.
You don't know what you're doing.
It's not personal. It's the future. And you're not.
You're a cocky little bastard, aren't you?
I'll take that as a compliment.
I wouldn't. This isn't over yet.
This seems not to affect our hero, who we first see on a mission of his own in Mexico City during the pageantry of Dia de los Muertos, as he tracks a killer with links to Spectre. Following a spectacular building destruction, huge crowd scenes of the costumed revelers, some fine helicopter acrobatics, Bond gets his man, only to find that it turns out to be a lead to Rome. Don't all roads lead to Rome? He is witness to a secret international meeting of the all-powerful Spectre, the Illuminati of the international crime world, but is singled out by this movie's top villain, Herr Oberhauser, played with calmness by Christoph Waltz, necessitating his sudden departure. There you saw the pride and joy of the Aston Martin firm of motor makers, a car just for Bond, the Aston Martin DB10, of which only 10 were made. Bond must now find Oberhauser, for he suspects a connection between his nefarious plans and that of C back at MI6. Of course, his adventures lead him past many faces of beautiful women, beginning in Rome and then eventually Austria, where he finds Madeleine Swann, played by the lovely Léa Seydoux. On board the Orient Express, they move from the wagon-lit to the dining car, where we then see a moment of calm before a typical Bond movie interruption.
I have a question.
Well, what's that?
Why, given every other possible option, does a man choose the life of a paid assassin?
Well, it was that or the priesthood.
There you have this movie's tough henchman, Hinks, played by Dave Bautista, who you may remember from Guardians of the Galaxy. Here he channels his best odd job from Goldfinger. They reach Oberhauser's hidden desert nerve center, and he receives them politely.
information is all. Is it not? For example, you must know by now that the 00 program is officially dead. Which leads me to speculate exactly why you came. So, James, why did you come?
I came here to kill you.
And I thought you came here to die.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
Well, since you brought it up, Mr. Bond, here's mine. With all the great expense lavished on the Bond movies, and this certainly is no exception, the fantastic photography and stunts and beautiful international settings, this movie falls flat. The story wanders lightly from one event to the next, and the characters are not developed to the point where you want to hate them or like them. The only exception in the movie, where it has some lightness deftly handled, are the scenes featuring actor Ben Whishaw as Q, a role he recreates from the last Bond release, Skyfall. As the nerdy MI6 gadget guy who has dependent cats, he offers some charm in a movie that is slick without substance. Why, there aren't even the cleverly named Bond girls in this picture, aside from winsome, lovely Miss Moneypenny. The best line in the movie comes from Oberhauser as he tells Bond about the many women in his life by saying, "A long line of pretty faces on your way to death." I'll paraphrase that and say, after a long line of 007 movies, this one dies an unfortunate death. Perhaps they shouldn't have started the picture with Dia de los Muertos. This movie left me shaken, not stirred. The Motion Picture Association of America has given this a PG-13 rating. This is your pal, Matías Bombal, bidding you a fond farewell.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.